Good morning, don't mind this. Welcome back to my channel. I am Caspian and I read a lot of books, and this is my new intro for my my TBR game for January. So for 2026 I have decided to use my own TBR game for hopefully every month, but we'll see where I go with it, and I am open to tweaking it throughout the year if I need to and want to. So the thing is that I recorded this whole bit with all of the rules, and then I played the game, but I decided that I want to do two videos instead. One with the rules and one with just playing the game for January and talking about the books for January. And that is what this is. So hopefully in the near future I'm gonna make a video with all of the rules, because I have decided to make the rules and the game available to everyone. Yeah, welcome to this video, and now let's play the game. So here's where I'm gonna write my prompts that I get, because what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna take the prompts to either the cabinet behind me, where I have a lot of my unread books, or I'm gonna take them with me to the library when I go. So it's Friday today, I'm gonna go to the library on Monday. So today is Friday the 26th of December, and I'm gonna go to the library on Monday 29th of December for any January picks that I haven't been able to source amongst my own books. So that's what that looks like. And as I said, I don't have any prioritized reads. Or maybe I should. It feels like I've forgotten something. But yeah, no, I'm gonna just go with the flow, and we'll see where we end up. So I'm gonna do 5 rolls, and then I'm gonna pick a book from my TBR jar after that. So this is where we're at. Okay, and I'm starting at this one. I just made this one to make it a starting point. This is the empty row. This is the empty one. This is just a start. So 1. That's actually the first time I've got an Urus. Urus. So this is the rune. The first rune on the board is called Urus. This rune is about gathering energy for the time to come. So let's start with a free pick. Okay. That's actually marvelous that I get to start with a free pick, because I'm pretty sure I know what I'm gonna pick. But I'm gonna roll. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll all of the rolls, and then I'm gonna get back to what I chose. So that's my first roll. My second roll, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I end up on canvas and a passion pick. Rune of Fire gives you a passion pick, a book you've been looking forward to. So and my other choice is to pick a prompt in here. I have quite some prompts. Yeah, I have some prompts. I think I'm gonna wait with this deciding what I'm gonna do about that until I go through my books later on. So I'm just gonna write that down. Because if there's not a book on my shelves that I have really been looking forward to, that I think of right away, then I'm gonna pick a prompt and take it with me to the library. That could be fun. Okay. Next roll. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A bucket. So I don't have that one, you know. I don't have the buckets. So let's see anyway, because that is connected to this one. So Ewas, the rune of shamans and magicians give Odin a pick. This is a stack of small cards that you put on the well of knowledge on the board. These are cards with books from your current TBR or with titles you would like to prioritize, like buddy reads, book club books, and seasonal reads. If you don't have any reads to put in your stack, then pick a book with a witch, a warlock, or a magical element. So, I'm gonna go with a magical element, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, because I know that there are books that I want to read that I'm waiting for from the library, but also I think I might have one or two at home that I'm going to, that has that element, you know. So 3 bucket. So 4th roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, number 14. This is the 14th rune. It's called Algis. And it says, the rune for the animal kingdom as well as power animals invites you to read a book with a fable animal like dragon, griffin, yeah, that's English, centaur or centaur, etc. If you can't find any or isn't into fantasy, then pick a book with a wild animal on the cover. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna go for looking through my own books and see if there's a fable animal in the story or if there's a wild animal on the cover. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with either of those. So that's my 4th roll. I'm nowhere near the end, by the way. I don't know why you know, I have had several times I've been all the way through. I almost want to just keep going, but you know, I know that I'm not gonna be able to read that much. So I don't want too heavy of a TBR. But I have already gotten a free pick. I've already gotten a few prompts that I can take books from my own TBRs, you know, in my own shelves. So I might do 6 rolls. Let's see what I get for the next one first. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. 2. Tyr or Tivas, the 16th rune. The rune of the god of Tyr is also the rune for Father Sky. So read a book by a male author or a non-binary author or a trans-mask author. Or if you'd like, pick a book your father or someone you look up to, regardless of gender. Recommended. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so that was my 5th roll, something my father recommended or a male author. I'm gonna do like this, because I'm gonna meet my father soon. He's right now he has a cold, but we're gonna meet up soon. So if I go to the library with him, I'm gonna have him pick a book for me, maybe. If I don't have another book at home that I know that he would recommend. So I'm gonna stay here for now, and I'm gonna start here for February, because I'm gonna do this every month. So this is where we're gonna leave it. So yeah, my first roll was Urus with a free pick, then Kenas with a passion pick or a sun pick, and then I landed on a bucket somewhere. Yeah, I landed here on a bucket. And that gives me a book with a witch, a warlock, or a magical element. And then I went here to Algis with a book with a fable animal in the story or a wild animal on the cover. And then I got to go 2 spaces to Tivas with a book by a male author, non-binary author, a trans-mask author, or a book that my father recommended, or someone that you look up to. That's also an alternative. Someone you look up to regardless of gender. So that's it for now, and I will see you when I have picked all of my books. So it will take a few days, but you won't notice. Okay, so I'm in the bedroom, and in front of me I have the shelves with almost all of my unread books. And then I have my TBR jar, because I said I was gonna pick one of these, right? So this is the same jar that my partner picked from when he wrapped my Sunweight book calendar books. So these are the ones that's left. I'm gonna close my eyes. Just take one that landed in my hand. Let's see. Okay. So it says Flyga drake of Khaled Housseini. So this is actually, is it called Flying Kite in English? Khaled Housseini, it's that really famous one. This is it. So I don't think that the original title is in English, right? Oh, it is, The Kite Runner. That's what it's called in English, The Kite Runner. And kite in Swedish is drake, and that is the same word as dragon. Flying dragon, or flying a kite. So Kite Runner, this is. Okay, so the inseparable friends Amir and Hassan grows up in a peaceful Afghanistan. They are raised side by side, but lives in completely different worlds. Amir is the son of a rich man, and Hassan is his servant. But Amir lets his loyal friend down, and when the Soviet Union's armies invades the country, 1979, Amir flees, and Amir and his father flees to the United States. In California, they create a new life for themselves. It's not until the Lebanese, many years later, seize power in Afghanistan that Amir realizes that the memories of Hassan and his home country has never left him, and it's now that he must act. The Kite Runner is a ripping tale of the bond between fathers and sons about love, sacrifice and lies. In the background is Afghanistan's fascinating and tragic history. It is a gripping novel about friendship, betrayal and loyalty, and it has been made into a movie. I think a movie, right? Not a series. Okay, so that is, I have to see how thick it is, because I haven't picked my other books yet. So I don't want like too thick of a stack. 352 pages. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, because I normally read around 2,600, I think. Somewhere between 2,600 and 3,000 pages in a month. And in December I read almost nothing. I haven't calculated that yet because the month isn't over. But I'm gonna keep in mind to not have too thick of a stack. So maybe count it to be around like 2,500 pages, and then see, then I might add something, you know. And I'd rather add, like picking another book from the jar or something, than to not be finished at the end of the month. Because I can't count on DNFs. So we'll see what I think about this. I picked it up from a second-hand bookshop. It cost me 20 crowns. And I remember I picked it up because I was like, oh, I know this one. And it has won some awards, I think. And yeah. And I was like, I need to read this. It's like one of those that people are, oh, I read that one, and you know, it's a kind of a modern classic, or something like that. So I'm gonna put this in here and not back in the jar. And then I'm gonna put this on my TBR, in my TBR box. And yeah, I will see you soon. Okay, hi again. It's now Monday, the 29th of December, and as you saw bits and pieces of, I went to the library today. I actually had like a bit late Christmas celebration with my dad by just going to a restaurant and having some food, and then we went to the library, and then we went to get a Swedish fika and just spend some time together, because we won't be able to celebrate the New Year's Eve together. So I'm here now with all of the books that I have picked for this month, TBR, January TBR. So this is the stack, and you see it's a mixed stack of big and small, thick and thin, but I'm not gonna read in this entire book, so I'm gonna go through them now. Yeah, just summarizing this video, or like ending this video. So for Urus, I get a free pick, and today at the library I found this one. It's the first part of Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. I'm so sorry. I think I just butchered that. But yeah, so I found this. It's really thin. It can't be 100 pages even, no, 77 or something like that. So this is the first part out of 3, I think. So this part is called, let's see what it says in English, because I'm gonna read it in Swedish. It just said original title Binti, so in Swedish at least it's divided into 3 parts, and this one is called Alone or Lonely. We have the same word for alone and lonely, so I don't know yet which one is applicable for this. So part 1 of this trilogy, for the first time in Swedish, it's the first, Binti is the first himba that has ever been offered a place at the Ursula University, the most prestigious teaching faculty in the whole galaxy. But to accept the offer means that she needs to defy her family, stand up against all expectations that are laid upon her, and go into space. Knowledge, it has a cost, one that Binti is willing to pay, but her journey towards won't be easy. She will be in the middle of an intergalactic conflict between Kush and the Medusas. If she's to survive this war, she will need both the gifts from her people and the wisdom that is within the university itself. But first she needs to get there alive. So yeah, it's a Nigerian American author. And yeah, I've heard a lot about Binti in the past years, so I'm interested. So 76 pages feels like something that I will, like a sample. You know, I like a sample of an author. So yeah, the only thing I don't like is that it's a blurb here by an author that I despise. So I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm not even gonna. I hope you didn't even see that. So yeah, this one I'm gonna cover it. This one for free pick with the rune of Urus, the first roll. The next roll was passion pick, and I changed my first free pick. I was gonna have this one as a free pick, but then I changed it to a passion pick. I have been looking forward to this one. So, and I really want to read it now. It's been a while since I read this series, and it is the 6th installment of the Bridgerton series. So this is about Francesca. So if you are not familiar with Bridgerton, which I'm sure you have heard of them, but each installment in this series is somewhat standalone, and it's about the sisters and brothers of the Bridgerton family. It's in the 19th century England. So in this one we follow Francesca. I really love these books. They are so easy to binge, and it's just such, you know, yeah, I just get like a warm fuzzy feeling. I don't know why, but I'm looking forward to this one. So this is my passion pick for sure. It usually is a bit steamy as well, like longing and that sort of thing in it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. It is a bit thicker, and everything almost is thicker than Binti, but yeah, let's see how many pages. I think it's like 404. Yeah, 405, including the epilogue. So 405 pages. And then the next one was from the bucket. So this one was The Fifth Rune, Can or Canas, a passion pick. And then we have, I ended up on the bucket and the Well of Knowledge. And since I didn't have any, a stack of books there, I chose a book with a witch, a warlock, or a magical element. And I actually have two books that kind of fit that prompt, but the other one I fit for another prompt. So I chose this one that I bought secondhand earlier this year, around my birthday, like 6 months ago. So I'm not gonna read this entire thing. This is a collection of 3 stories by Merlin. So it's called Mary Stewart's Merlin trilogy. And I'm going to read the first one, that is The Crystal Cave, and I think it's around 300 pages long, because this whole thing is like 900 pages. So I think the first one has like 5 chapters and it's like 300 pages long. I don't know what these are about. I know like vaguely the Merlin, you know, about what Merlin is about. So I'm not gonna even go into it because I don't know, so you will hear more about that when I'm reading it or have read it. So the next one is Algis, a book with it was either a fable animal in the story or a wild animal on the cover, and I don't have any books with a fable animal in it. And I didn't really think about looking for that at the library because I had already picked out this one. It's the second book in the #1 Ladies Detective Agency by Alexander McCall Smith. I really enjoyed the first one. So yeah, this is the second one. And this is called Tears of the Giraffe. And it's a giraffe on it. So yeah, that's the wild animal I'm going for this January. for this prompt. So Precious Ramotsue is a lucky woman. Life is good and her detective agency is a success. As Botswana's first female detective, she is busy with helping people with their problems, and she often do it to everyone's contentment. In this book, she solves the riddle with the missing American and lets her assistant, I don't know, Makutsi, it's like MMA, I don't know what that stands for. Makutsi, she lets her investigate what the butcher's wife is hiding. At the same time, her engagement to Botswana's best mechanic, JLB Matekoni, have things happen that is unpredicted. Ramotsue knows that her fiancé is a good person, and it is by goodness that he extends their little family. So I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about this series a lot recently. So that's the 4th book, and I made 5 rolls. So the 5th roll, that's a hard word. So the 5th roll I ended up on Tyr or Tiwas, and it was a book that your father recommended, or someone you look up to, or by a male author. And I chose to ask my dad. So that's why there's a bit of footage from him at it's not the central library in Stockholm, but it's it's called like the cultural library. They have a lot of books from around the world, so like a lot of the books from, that's why I found like Binti there, because they have a lot of books from around the world that lives at that library, you know. But he was like, I was like, I would like for you to recommend me a book. And he was like, a book that I think you will like or that I like. And I was like, hopefully a bit of both. So as soon as we got into the library, he was like, he just went straight for like the first one he saw. It felt like it called to him. That's what he said, and that was this one. And then I said, well, could you just pick 3 and I can choose between those, because picking the first one you see just feels a bit, you know, what do we do now? And he was like, okay, but he didn't really find anything else that he wanted me to read, so this is the one. This is by Ursula K LeGuin. I think her name is pronounced that way. I haven't read anything by her yet. I have been meaning to read The Left Hand of Darkness, and I tried, but I just ended up not liking the prologue, so I gave up. But I'm still intending to do that, because I then found out that you don't need to read the prologue. It was like 27 pages long, and I was like, page 20, I was like, oh, my mind is hurting. So next time I'm not gonna read the prologue of that one. So this will be my first Ursula K LeGuin book. So this is, let's see what it's called in English. This is the weird publishing house in Sweden that have all the information in the back of the book. Modernista, they are called. So it says original title, A Wizard of Earthsea. And Earthsea is one word, so I guess it's a place. And in Sweden it's not the same, but almost the same. So yeah, Ged or Jed, it's a G-E-D. Ged or Jed is the biggest of all Earthsea, I guess, wizards, but in his youth, when he was still called Sparrowhawk. I'm translating the Swedish one now. He was impulsive and careless. In his hunger for power and knowledge, he tried to deal with secrets that he didn't understand and released a horrible shadow upon the world. This book is the dramatical tale of how Sparrowhawk masters the powerful powers he possesses, and how he is forced to cross the threshold of death and then there's like something in the way. But I think it's supposed to like be to get back to make balance in the world again. And then it's just said that this has had like, this has gotten rewards like the National Book Award and Nebula Award, and it's read by millions of people all around the world. And I'm not gonna read the prologue because it's written by the same person who wrote the prologue in the other book, so I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna skip that. As soon as I saw his name, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna skip the prologue in this one when I get to it. And it has a map. We love a map. So those are the one for the prompts, and then you saw me pick the book from the TBR Jar, and that is this one. So that is Kite Runner by Khaled Housseini. So that's my stack. and I turn it this way now. So that's my stack. I'm gonna try and front this a little bit so that you can see the book. Yeah, these are the books. So yeah, Binti for a free pick, Bridgerton for a passion pick, Merlin, the first book, for a book with a wizard or a warlock or a witch in it, and then Tears of the Giraffe for a book with a wild animal on the cover, and then Ursula K LeGuin's The Wizard of Earthsea for a book that my father recommended, and then Kite Runner for a book from my TBR jar. So this is my TBR, but think of it like this is a third of this is the TBR for January. So yeah, I'm so glad that I have all the books at home at the beginning of the month, because I was afraid that I wasn't gonna have time to get my dad to pick a book for me, so that I had to choose another one. And I have another book that I have ordered as a Christmas gift for myself, but it doesn't arrive until like mid-January because of the holidays. It had like 10 to 15 business days, and you know how few those are this Christmas. It was impossible to get it even before New Year's. So yeah, so that's my TBR. Very eclectic, I think, and I'm looking forward to it. So I will see you soon. Happy reading and Happy New Year. Xingling.